Hey, let's go. Okay, guys, today is the 10 May 2026 crazy Sunday special. Big movement from gold soon. Now, this big movement can be up, can be down, right? So remember that it can be as high as a certain figure that I just calculated for you, but it can be even lower than a number that you can imagine. So that's why I want you to be online today because things can get very scary in the time to come. Now, before that itself, disclaimer apply as usual. Please do your risk management. Please do that before you engage into that. Okay, so let's talk about gold first to start off the day. Then we will go into the big news that I want to tell you that I want you to be very, very careful. Okay, let's go. All right, guys, you can see my gold chart, right? Beautiful transition. Okay, so I have created a new. Y'all cannot see anything. Can you all see my PowerPoint? Can you all see my
Yep,
goal chart?
you can see.
Can see,
Can see,
right?
can see.
Yeah, those who cannot see, I think you need to change your screen. Yeah, okay. Okay. All right. Okay, let's continue. Yeah. Okay, so first of all, recently I have created a thing called K trend. Now, K trend basically is looking at the colors of the candle. Now, when the market is coming down, you notice that, okay, obviously it will be red color for us. Okay, bad writing. It will be red color for us over here. And then after that, it will be still red color over here. Now, at this point, it will be yellow color, right? And then after that, you turn back to red color. Okay, sorry, I got limited space on my side here to draw. Because the table here is super, super small. Okay, let me just try this again. Okay, red. All right. Then after that, it'll be red here again. And then here will be yellow. Then here will be red, right? So when the market is on a downtrend, you notice that the yellow to yellow, which is this two area, all right, these two area, you'll notice that the yellow gets lower, all right? And what we do is that we took a consideration of this, whereby we use we look right from right to left. Let's say this is point A, this is point B, okay? If point A, the highest yellow closing, versus point B, the highest yellow closing. Now, if A highest closing, right, is lower than B, the yellow, yeah, sorry, sorry, my bad. If A highest yellow closing, at A area, highest yellow closing is lower than B highest yellow closing, that means that the downtrend will likely continue. Can you understand that? Okay, let me show you that you understand this, yeah? All right, this may be a bit new for some people, but recently I have been sharing this. Okay, so let me just share to you now, everyone. You stick to me, you understand, huh? Okay, so look at the chart. Now, the chart actually at this junction looks quite okay on the way up, right? Right? So many people sort of ask me, Kel, when you call for sell over here back then in March, what was your reason? So let me explain to you now. Now, at the time itself, right, everything was all good. Okay. Then I noticed a few things. Let's watch it first. Number one, if you notice, there is a 4 diamond over here. So what must you do? You should put a line at the 4 diamond line. And this gave me a very important information that gold did go up, then it came down. But when it came down itself, you notice the gold was stacking around the diamond line. So that was something that I didn't like. Okay. When the market stacked at a diamond line, by right, it should go up. But if it stack around the diamond line and it fail and it goes down instead, this will be a very huge sell off. Can you understand this? If you understand this, everyone press 1 right now so that I know that you are hearing me. I'm all the way now in Shenzhen, China. So I'm really doing this because I really care and concern for everybody. I want you to be ready for this big one, yeah? Okay, so that was my first reason. Now, the second reason that I want to tell you now is my K trend. If you notice that, the highest, this whole yellow cluster, right? Do you notice that the highest closing belongs to this guy here, right? So this guy have the official highest closing, right? But when you look at the right side, you notice that the next highest yellow closing is this guy here. So which means that now we have an issue here because now this is point A and this is point B. So what we have right now is at point A, the highest yellow closing on a day chart is actually lower than the B highest yellow closing, right? The B area, yeah. Sorry, yeah, I should do this. The right way to do this, it should be like that, okay? This is the entire B area. This is the A area. So A versus B, and the highest closing of this guy is here. This guy is here. Can you see that? So now become an issue. Now, how do you know that this is the A? Because subsequently, you notice that the next candle here is a red candle. So basically, because a red candle that appear on this side of the screen immediately isolated the yellow cluster. Can you understand now? So at this junction here, I was kind of really knowing that there's some problem here. Now, if the market want to go higher, it's very simple. If the market want to go higher, the next candle should be yellow candle. And if the yellow closing is higher than this guy, so by right, if that happened, that means the downtrend is over. But because it didn't, it created the red candle instead. And as you know, there is a KCL over here. Now, this KCL, if you look closely, it didn't come with the diamond line, but this guy diamond line is still there. So when the market closed below the KCL line and break below this what do you call the diamond line, that was a sell. Num, if you having problem with my screen, you exit first, you come back again. Sometimes it could be some issue here. Okay, you just have to exit first, then come back in again. Okay, because everybody can see quite no problem, right? There's 127 people now, all are okay. Yeah, don't worry. Walk first, come back. Yeah, that's the only way out. Okay, so because of that, right, straight away I know that we are into some trouble. And very clearly it's all right. If you look back on hindsight there, okay, if we go back on the screen over here, you notice that, if there's going to be anybody buying around this area, the stop loss they will put naturally will be somewhere around here, right? Quite naturally, right? Or they will put the stop loss at one of the places that you cannot imagine, could be here, or worse, it could be here. Can you understand that? So this is the typical stop loss of traditional traders who buys at the high. And because of this right now, right, if you look at the screen from this angle here, everybody take a look now. If you look at your screen now, look at the chart right now, from what you're seeing right now, it doesn't tell you it's a downtrend, right? It doesn't. But because of the K trend, it tells me that it is a downtrend. Can you understand now? So from left to right, it doesn't show you. But from right to left, it actually tells you. So now everybody take a look what happened after that, the drastic movement. Indeed, the market truly crashed down, break down until the low here itself. You understand my point? Of course, it went lower, but I'm just giving you an idea how crazy can this be. Okay? All right. So now this is the part one that I'll share with you. Okay. So now we move the tape forward. Okay. So what do you see again? This time round, the yellow cluster over here versus this yellow cluster over here, right? The highest closing of the yellow cluster belongs to this guy here. Can you see that? And then this is at A example, and if this is B, the B highest closing is over here. Agree? So again, what do we have? We have a downtrend on the K trend, right? So you will be like, hey, wait a minute, Cal, but there is seem to be an uptrend at the same time. Okay, wait for a while, yeah? I come there at the same time, just hang on for a while. So because of that itself, right, when the market basically goes below, when it goes below and when Hey, what's the sound coming from? Okay, why is it turned? It's so funny. Okay, now when the market turns to red, that means that this entire yellow cluster has confirmed. And this yellow cluster, the highest closing price is below, right? So therefore, when you turn to red color candle, that's why gold came down. So gold came down by almost $150 just these few bars alone. Understand? So that is how you get the downtrend. Okay, so now the thing is this. If you look carefully, the red closing now on the way uptrend, is a vice versa. You will have yellow, yellow, red, yellow, 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 red. All right, good idea. So the red should be getting higher for an uptrend. So again, looking at the chart from right to left, this red candles cluster versus this red candle cluster, you can see very clearly that the lowest closing belongs to this guy here, but you check with this guy, the lowest closing is over here. So what you see is that A is higher than B. Now, of course, you say, okay, by look of it, you should know it's higher. Now, there are some incidents whereby you cannot see just by the thing because of the high and low. The way is to follow the steps. Okay. Now, A is higher than B. So when the candle turns to yellow, you have a breakout of a uptrend. So now it gets confusing, right? You say, okay, then it's uptrend or downtrend. The answer is very simple. It is actually now basically having a uptrend at the moment because the current color is yellow, right? Okay, but it's part of a downtrend potential. So you need to listen carefully. If you understand what I've been saying, right? If you don't understand, you can check the video again. So now the thing is this: if the market continue to go up, right? Because we have the MA30, MA200, we have the KCL, all right? We have the diamond, all supporting it. Now the 4 diamond, I don't use it first because we need to finish it's done by Friday. By Friday, it has closed already. But at the moment now, we use the blue diamond first, okay? As long as the market stays above all this area, the diamond line, the KCL, the MA30, MA200, all right? It should be going up. So by right, gold tomorrow, there's a very high chance gold will go up to 4,822. I repeat, if gold this week, coming week, is going to go up, gold has a potential to go all the way to 4,822. Okay, now why is 4,822? Why is that so? Because 4,822 is actually the KCB from this guy here, right? The KCB from here at 4,822, correct? Okay, so upside now, you have already settled it quite easy. But the downside is a problem. Now, everybody watch the screen. Now, if the market actually come down tomorrow, first of all, it has to break below the OP of tomorrow. Now, if you look carefully down today, right, over the IG market, you do not see any movement from the IG market today. Why? Do you know that the first time over so many weekends, we do not hear from Donald Trump? Donald Trump is so quiet. Incredible. I don't see any tweets from him, at least what I have been following through, unless I got it wrong. Now, the market is so quiet. What's this? Who is this person putting all the zeros there? Jerry, what happened to you, Jerry? Now, Jerry is my friend. I think that he accidentally pressed it on his something. He must have landed his elbow somewhere. It's okay. All right. Jerry, take note, yeah? See, I told you, I hit the keyboard. Okay, it's okay, Jerry. So the thing is this, why Donald Trump so quiet? No, not only Donald Trump so quiet. We actually have the Pakistan very quiet, Israel very quiet, even Iran also very quiet. Now, unless I'm wrong, unless I'm in China, my news get blocked off, If not, I really do not see any news coming from the market. And judging from the IG market today, it's the quietest movement ever for the last 2 months. Really, right? So, guys, do you have any news on them? Any news on Donald Trump? Any news on Iran, Israel, and Pakistan? Yes or no? Please key inside the chat box. So I want to know whether am I the only one not receiving any news? Yes. The only thing is the UFO, correct? And I've been telling you this for the last 5 years. UFO exists, and everybody laugh at me. Now, come on, man. Now, White House has came out and tell you about what UFO, yeah? Oh my God, that's serious. Okay, so now everyone listen to me. Very important. If the gold market come down tomorrow for whatever reason, if the gold come down tomorrow, first of all, it will be a black candle eating the white candle, right? So that means that the market will be going below the 4 diamond line, correct? Because tomorrow the opening price will be pretty flat, and if it goes below the 4 diamond line, that will be a sell. And next itself, if you notice this, the yellow candle KCB is very close by to the MA30. So which means that if the market goes below the MA30, the KCL that is over here, 4691, will also be triggered. So if the market comes down tomorrow or next few days, okay, and it breaks KCL, it breaks below the KCB, and it breaks below the MA30, now that will get drastic. And if that get drastic, the market can go down further, which is the next MA, which is MA 200. You understand now? And if it goes down to MA 200, that will be a 4591 approximate. And if the market goes below a KCB, by right, it will go for the next KCB. And the next KCB can be as low as 4560. Oh gosh, this is $150, $60 downside. So we have $100 rally recently. So if it goes up, guys, we can see 4822. Okay. And if we go down, we can see 4560. So that is why I say that this is going to be a very big week coming in for everyone. If you actually consider to, get involved with the market, this can be pretty drastic. Okay, so that is for gold trader. So this is not for tomorrow's market. It can be a whole entire week. But then again, you should be very careful. Wake up earlier tomorrow and then stand by and watch the market closely. All right. So that will be my first thing for you to take note of. Now, the second thing I want to share with you will be the US Dow Jones. Let's take a look on the Dow Jones. Now, US Dow Jones, as you can see, yesterday or Friday, it tried to break above MLP, but it didn't get to close above MLP. That is the first sign of a bit of trouble. Number two, the KCB is still intact at 49,923. All right, but we have a very interesting thing is that the KCL is nearby. Okay, the KCL is nearby, and the MA30 is not too far away. Now the boys are still buying, the retail are still buying, but one person is not buying is Warren Buffett. So we know that Warren Buffett has been very vocal recently. He went on CNBC and he told everybody that this is crazy in a way that this is like it's like a gambling den where everybody, all the gamblers are very hype up. All right. I'm not comfortable with the Dow Jones. I believe that the Dow Jones will be coming down soon. All right. I'll give you the fundamental shortly. All right. But technical wise itself, there's no call for sell yet, except that the market rejected the MLP, which is something that you don't see that often. And because of that, I think we need to be very careful tomorrow. Now, the NASDAQ obviously is a very big problem. The NASDAQ has driven up all the way to 29,000. Now, it is really incredible, but based on rule, if you see the 4 diamond over here, there's a 4 diamond, and based on rule, you just have to click it in. You notice that the market really follows the cuts. The market really stays above the diamond line, And the KSI, although the market is down on this few days, the KSI stay green. So because of that, right, that's why the market continue to go higher, especially when the KCL supported it. And of course, on Friday, the Nasdaq went up by another 200 points and zoomed past to 29,000. Now you must understand this. Back in 1999, the Nasdaq, the highest was 6,000. All right, 5,600. Sorry. Then after that, later on in the IPO, I mean in the run before COVID, the highest about 19,000. So today we are 29,000. Oh my God, really at the extreme level. Now, to me, in trading, it's the same. How it goes up will be how it comes down. And if you look at the Nasdaq way before that, okay, we moved the Nasdaq back a few months ago when the Nasdaq was crashing down. All right, you can see the Nasdaq basically coming down all the way, and all the technicals was being taken out. But if you look carefully, we've never seen such a parabolic of 45 degrees on the Nasdaq. We do have this. I mean, this is a pure 45. This guy is like my 35, 30 degree. So we don't have this before, except here, something similar like this. And then after that, the market collapsed from 20,000, dropped all the way to 17,000. So from 20,000, the Nasdaq went up back in 2024. It slammed down by 3,000 points in the market. Also, that is possible, yeah? Now, anything is possible in the market if you believe in repeated pattern. So I'm not comfortable at all to buy the Nasdaq. As a matter of fact, tomorrow, if the market trades below OP, I will sell the Nasdaq. All clear? All right. So last one, it will be the Bitcoin, as I promised you. What's happening on Bitcoin right now? Bitcoin, as you can see, has been going up. As I told you before, back then around 76,000, we call for buy. It stays above the KCL. And then after that, it went all the way up itself to the 82,000 level, which I said that what 80,000 should be the peak. So I'm wrong by 2,000 points, but it's okay. The main thing is this, because I know that it's above MA30 and MA200. That's why the market is bullish. Okay, so if the Bitcoin goes up, the target will be 81,407 because that's the nearest KCB. But if the market do pull back down, then I suspect it will go down all the way back to the MA30. So traders, take note of that. The target is still high at 81,000, all right, 407, while the downside can be as low as the MA30, which is 78,465. Okay, so the upside of Bitcoin and the downside are given to you. At the moment now, it seems that the Bitcoin is still good to go for the upside. There's no much technical to freak me out. So the only one that freaking me out is actually gold market, as you can see. Okay, all right. Now I did tell you that I believe that S&P 500 would be able to see 7,200 to 300, and now we have 7,339. Oh my God. Now the highest level was 7,400, and that number was back then Tom Lee's number, but recently he revised, but he changed his timing to end of year 7,700. So that means that Tom Lee number 7,400 has been triggered last Friday. And I know, based on his record, whenever his prediction get triggered, usually that is where the market will peak. So guys, be careful, watch S&P closely. The S&P may be coming down at about this area soon. And there's a free fall area. If the market do come down fast, there is a MA30 supporting it, and that's about 7,121. And that will give us about 260 point S&P point. So that will give you a multiply by 8.5, about nearly 2,000 point on the Dow Jones. Okay, so this is going to be a big one if you happen. All right, so remember that the S&P 500 7121, that will be the approximate support. Well, I believe that now 7,400 is the maximum count for the S&P at the moment. Yeah, that's my personal take. Okay, so now we have all the technical. Let's look at the fundamental and why am I so concerned. Okay, to do the fundamental, you need to do one thing. You need to go to CRAZII.com on X. I just updated all the important information I think you really need to watch it on your own because I want to you guys to rest early. Now the call option on the S&P 500 now has hit the record of $2.6 trillion. Holy cow! This is the total value of call option traded as more than quadruple since 2023. This is crazy. Look at it. The number of call options over the years has been only around this area, the crazy area. This is the crazy area. But suddenly now look at the way it shot up. This is really crazy. That means that basically now 60% of every S&P option is a buy. Everybody is buying. Everybody is just buying. But the problem is this: when I ask my friends in US, they say they are buying, but not as crazy. So who is buying? Who is the one buying so crazy? Is it because they know something that we don't know? Or because everybody buys and that's where the fat lady will sing? And when the fat lady sing, it will be devastation because that means the end of the concert, right? So you look carefully right now. This is the first time since the dot-com crisis the Philadelphia Semiconductor Index has closed a monthly candle 13% above the upper Bollinger Band. Oh my God. Now, this is crazy. Now, when you have a Bollinger Band, usually you know that it's the tracking of the what you call the price range. But when you have the Bollinger Band breaking through the roof, I can tell you the norm is the market will pull back very fast. So remember this. This is important. Now, there's a lot of detail inside there, but if I click on it, I won't be able to show you because now I'm using the hotel Wi-Fi. I don't think it will work, and I don't take the risk. All right. The other thing is this: the T-bill held by Federal Reserve has went to new all-time high. It is now at 343 $4,388 trillion, billion dollars. That is the T-bill held by the Federal Reserve. Now, we all know that the last time when it hold so much was during the COVID period. All right, in the COVID period, they did that. And prior to that, they did that before the Lehman crisis. So what is happening? Is it because they know something that we don't know and they are hiding it out from us? That is happening right now, guys. This is going to be a crazy, crazy time. All right, you really need to be watching the market very closely. And of course, right now, the crazy part is this. I told you guys about oil market. The oil market now shows that, but this is from JP Morgan, yeah? JP Morgan published the scariest oil chart ever. It says that the oil inventories is going to fall. Now, why? Because obviously what happened in Strait of Hormuz, they block it, all right? There's no ships coming in and out, and therefore, that's why the supply is coming off. And if the supply really come off, you see, I told you guys, the supply will likely hit us somewhere in September. I already give you warning. I say June, July, the market will break down. And then after that, inflation will hit us hard by the end of the year. Now, everything is according to what I have shared with you. And this is really very, very scary. Now, if oil price had to really go up like crazy from now $95 to 120, 130, I can tell you the stock market can't take it. All right. And now the NASDAQ 100 is now the most overbought at the craziest overbought level since 2017. And again, you know what happened after that? The market came off quite a fair bit. Okay. And of course, right now, we know that this is the fourth time the S&P 500 has hit a record high level, but yet 5% of the member fell to 52-week low. And we all know that this happened in 1929, 1973, 1999, and of course, in 1929, we have a recession, a big one. 1973, another big recession, a big one. And in 1999, we saw the NASDAQ crisis happening. So all these speak for itself, that I'm not creating this on a molehill. I'm just informing you what's happening right now. And you can see the S&P 500 and the QQQ are all doing something that they normally don't do. And if they do that itself, that means something's bad may be happening. Now, one thing to note is Uncle Warren Buffett. Now, remember, back in 1999, Uncle Warren Buffett say the euphoria is the enemy. And then after that, the NASDAQ crash. Today, we never had more people in a gambling mood than ever. And of course, if you look carefully, this is the SPX versus the WM All right, we are almost identical. Oh my God. So, guys, do you think we're going to have a 50% correctional move? Now, I believe there could be a 50% correctional move until 2027. So, which means that I don't think it will happen now. I think it will happen back in late 2026 to this early 2027. Now, I'm pretty confident that this might be happening. I will do a video. I've been very busy. I couldn't do that. But remember, Warren Buffett is really a very, very smart person. And basically now he's 97, 98 years old. He don't need to lie further or do anything stupid to tarnish his reputation, right? So when he tells you that we have a gambling mode, we all know that he said it before. We just be very careful. Now the Buffett indicator, I know that many people say this is useless right now. It doesn't work, blah, blah, blah. But you look carefully, the divergence really work, in my opinion. All right, that when you touch the divergence, we do have a pullback. So of course, the market now has went past the divergence. So some people say, "Come on, man, Cal, this is nothing. Now it's new technology, new AI. We do not need this." Blah blah blah. Well, it's true, but if you have a reference, why not? So you can see now the SOX SOXX is really at a parabolic level, really not seen before, and we all know that this never turned out well. Now, Michael Burry apparently is holding $1 billion worth of short, where 912 billion is on Palantir, 187 on Nvidia. But we must remember this: he was also long on Microsoft and other companies, so he's a bit, both-sided. And last one is this: Michael Burry went out to CNBC and bar chart. Sorry, is it CNBC? Okay, never mind. I can't click on it. It says that, right, the thing, but of course this is a twist here. He said this: the man who predicted 50 of the last two is actually very sarcastic. They're trying to tell you that he had predicted so many downtrend, but never happened, only 2 times. So don't need to think so much, okay? But remember, Michael Burry says that the market feels like what the last few months of 1999, 2000, and that's exactly what Warren Buffett is saying. So that is why I'm pretty comfortable to tell you that I'm putting a little bit of funds to look at the Nasdaq, and if you can sell the Nasdaq, I will definitely do that. And of course, I did tell you before any big crisis, it's always the copper will go first, then followed by gold, then followed by crude oil. So now the gold is again trending up. So the next market could be gold. Now, if gold is forced down by the market, then look for the bottom to buy, because after that, gold will go up. And if gold goes up, copper goes up, the last one that will go up, it will definitely be the oil market, okay? It will be the oil market. And you can see right now, the consumer sentiment is getting very low. And people knows that right now, the sentiment here is really at the lower end. And obviously, in the past, whenever it's at lower end, that is where you can see a recession will always happen. So now where we are at a very low level, and we have the stock market at an all-time high. Come on, guys. Someone is lying. Cannot be the entire economy is lying, right? So someone is definitely artificially propping up the market. And now the distortion is really big here itself, is that now the extreme distortion and market dislocation is definitely there. You need to click on the screen to understand better. Okay, so for gold, let me explain this again. All right, now if the stock market do come down, all right, it has to be because of something. If the stock market goes down because oil is shooting up, then inflation will be very big, and therefore both Dow and gold will come down. Okay, and that is what happened. Then once it comes down, it hits those technical point, then we can buy from the bottom, because if the market want to be safe, they will have to print money. So based on my judgment itself, from the mid of May, I suspect the market for general, like stock market, commodity markets, will fall from mid of May to mid of June or late of June. Then after that, we will have a bottoming out effect from down there. So eventuality itself, right, go up to 6,200 is still my target. It hasn't changed. But the thing is this, based on the chart right now, there is indeed two possibility can be happening in this coming month. Let me just draw this for you one more time for you to understand this better. Now, whatever I'm doing here, I'm trying to help you to make some money. Okay, I don't benefit from anything here. Just that I need your your earnings in a way to prove that CRAZII is good. Okay, so what we see here now, we have a potential downtrend which is happening. So if the market should go up to 4822, go take it, all right? But once you hit 4822, if the market cannot go any higher, which means it hit 4822 and stop there, then there is a very good chance the market will start to fall all the way until end of June, whereby you have a lot of selling from stock market and all the overrun market that you see earlier is possible for it to come down. And then after that, they likely will find another reason to prop it up this time. And that is where gold will go back up again to 5,400 at least for gold. And of course, if gold can stabilize above 5,400, gold can go as high by next year 6,200. Now, do understand this. If gold ever go to 6,200, right, the dollar will be very useless already. That means the dollar literally suck no much value after that. So you understand why the market is pumping in so much money from T-bills to basically hold the market. But once the market realizes that there is a cash flow issue, then the whole market will collapse. All right, guys, that will be all for today's session. I've given you much information. For those on Twitter, go and check it on Twitter. You can read on my Twitter on that. And for those who are wanting to know what to do tomorrow market, right? Wake up early tomorrow. As I said again, until now, there's so much movement on IG market. It's very hard to dictate. So tomorrow morning, 6 o'clock, wake up and then prepare yourself. All right, guys, thank you very much. Take care and have a great day. This is Kel signing off. Thank you for coming in once again. Bye-bye.